Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Loop Hero. We finally did it on the last run. We overcame the Act 4 boss with our second character and the winner was the Warrior. He has been so steady for us throughout it. He's led the way through our campaign. He beat the Act 1 boss first, Act 2 first, and it wasn't really until Act 3 where he started to struggle. I think he's one of the most consistent of the classes. And I think a lot of people like it for that. It's quite easy to imagine how his playstyle should work out. But we struggled, and we've now finally got there in the end. Honestly, what do I attribute the win down to? A bit of having more survivability in our deck, so getting HP early. So we just didn't die to the Act 1 and 2 boss. I think that helped us tremendously. I think I undervalued the HP a little bit too much. Maybe went a bit too aggressive. But honestly, also, unlocking these supplies. So, the 5% extra damage that we gain from, the beacons and stuff, it starts to add up, especially when we're fighting bosses. And we've increased the number of slots here, even in the last episodes, to give us more boss damage. So we're really, geared at beating these bosses right now. I have talked about, unlocking more things, and I think that's what I'm going to do with materials now. There are buildings that I haven't upgraded. For example, the war camp, which I was quite close to being able to upgrade in the last part. But instead I put another file there to give us more resources that if we looped for long enough that we could turn it into alchemy materials. As I said, I don't know how much longer we're going to loop though for. I'm probably going to keep going until I beat the game with the Necromancer, that's for certain. But I'd like to save this slot up for Isaac Repentance when it comes out. So I don't think I'm going to do a full playthrough to upgrade everything. Or if I do, I'll do some super cut where literally I loop Act 1 for basic resources to just alchemy it into other things. But that seems a bit tedious, so it'd be a super cut episode. But it seems kind of boring to me. I also think they're going to come back with new content for this game, as I've mentioned a few times before. So honestly, having the save file in a strong place to keep progressing would also be quite nice for me. That said, if we get materials now, I think we're going to just start building mud huts. We did upgrade one to a house, the highest achievement. And this is where we reside, of course, just under the watchtower. But mud huts give us one more supply slot for pretty cheap. And the little improvements from supplies are still going to be nice. I have said that I wanted to try and pick up more mirrors. So at the moment we have 4 mirrors, so that's a 24% chance to redirect lightning from us onto an enemy. It might be a pipe dream because, honestly, I don't know if I've got the patience to, grind out 20 of them. That we probably need to get to 100%. Maybe slightly less, actually, because it's 6%, not 5%. And I don't think we can craft... Oh, we can craft furniture. Oh, yeah, it uses this, though, which is kind of expensive. Okay. Honestly, maybe we dump our resources into that. I don't know. Either way, let's get down to business. Necromancer, Act 4. What are we going to do to our deck? Smith's Forge can come back, Outpost can go out. We can deal with Smith's Forge with multiple allies. That's not an issue for us. Spider Cocoon thing comes out and Grove comes in. Honestly, the battlefield did us really nicely for the last run, so I think I'm going to leave the battlefield in. And what I'm going to take out is the cemetery to bring in Blood Grove. This is a bit of a risk, by the way, because the Flesh Golem could target us with an attack. But I'm hoping he targets the skeletons. And I mentioned on the last part that I didn't know what I was going to use between Ancestral Crypt and Arsenal. But I think I'm going to keep it how I did it before. I think I'm going to keep Arsenal and I'm going to build the river by a 3x3 mountain to get a big chunk of HP at the start. And then we'll go into our high attack build. Literally, Meadow will just be to keep us alive and Suburbs to gain XP. And then we'll use the Bookery to trade cards that we no longer want to place. That worked quite nicely for us last time. Everything else I'm happy with. I'm just going to take a sip of water and then we'll go. Right, let's go. And by water, as I said, it's orange cordial because otherwise my cat will drink it. And not just drink it, she'll sneeze into it as well. Right, we're going to put Bloodgrove around here, so we have to be a little bit cautious how we build this. So I think we put a swamp here, and then the Bloodgrove here. And by swamp, I mean the grove. So I want to block a spawn. I'm just trying to think what's the best for it. I will use the arsenal for it. We've not got the outpost this time, Outposts might be something we have to like retrospectively put back in. But on our last run, we literally just oblivioned it immediately as soon as we beat the Act 2 boss, which I think was a smart play. So the name of the game, Necromancer, is to pick up as many skeletons as possible, and ideally minimum 4 skeletons. Just before I start, suburbs are going to go down here. So yeah, we want to pick up like 4 skeletons, and then we just need attack speed, which I think changes their summoning speed, to get them out as quickly as possible. And then we just need to hope that they tank some damage for us. We have mountains now, so that I'm not going to like get into the situation before where we were just getting one shot by the Act 1 boss, or like 2 shot by him. So this is my goal, is to get a big chunk of HP from the 3x3 mountain. I don't think I should fight the boss until I do that. The plus side as well for having the arsenal is that I get a shield slot, which normally gives you defense, which is survivability. And I think I undervalued it. I literally was going way too aggro. But you have to have a foundation to build your aggro from, and we just didn't have it. You can't just get like 2 shot by a boss, even though we were getting to like 200% attack speed. You can get away with it on the rogue, I suppose, because you can literally like have insane damage because you can crit all the time, but we couldn't for anyone else. Right, this map's kind of weird for battlefields. I normally like to put it on long straights, but we don't have a long straight, so I'm going to start placing it up here. There was also an enemy that came from the battlefield, by the way. I can't remember what it was called now. It's like Omega Spirit or something, which had a trait of it attacks you 6 times and then you die. So that is a definite loss condition that we should avoid. Right, how am I building this? So it's going to be river, thicket, meadow. So yeah, we need to avoid that, so we have to be a little bit cautious. Fortunately though, it shouldn't be too bad in this class, as I said, because I don't know if it actually specified hero. If it specified hero, then we should be worried. Still. And you know what? I think he did say hero. So I think I should be worried. I was going to say, because if he attacks a skeleton, I don't care. He kills a skeleton in 6 hits. I mean, they die in like 3 anyway, most of the time. But killing me in 6 hits is pretty painful. That being said, I think this is a good build for both aggressiveness and defensiveness. Another thing for just like my pride, I suppose, I would love to get like a back-to-back win in Act 4. I know there must be like better players than me that are already doing it, but as I said, I felt almost like we cheated the game with how we won, like having high attack speed and high crit damage, because I think we beat Act 4 on our first attempt. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like it wasn't an exploit because it's like an in-game mechanic, and it's something they haven't like balanced since the game's come out. They've had time to do that, so I guess it is intentional. But I don't know. Maybe we just got lucky for all I know. But we beat the game so long ago that it's kind of like it's dragged the end of the game out a little bit for me. I still loved it. I still think this was like I would recommend this game to people that don't play necessarily roguelike. And I think that's the most like positive thing you can say for it. So this has max skeletons, by the way, which is incredible. Yeah, I would recommend this just to like people casually playing the game. Like I'd recommend this to my partner who doesn't really like roguelikes as much. It's kind of chill. It like builds up tension. Just everything about it, I love. As I said, I'm really hoping they are doing something else with the game. I can't imagine they're not with like the glove and belt slot here, which we've never actually used so far. There must be some intention, and like, as I think it was he called Omega? I'm so bad with names, like I need to sort this out. But the Act 4 boss was like, this is going to have repercussions, so I guess that's like insinuating that, you know, there's going to be added things occurring. So maybe there's going to be more acts added, maybe there's going to be more characters added. I'd like to see both. And obviously more enemies. Ooh, improvement on shields. One thing I said, which I'd really love to see, just putting it out there, is something that increases the area of effects. I don't quite know how you put it in, but like a tile that you place next to like a beacon, for example, and make it 1 more wider. Yeah, I'll take 1 skeleton, please. Honestly, as well, Smith's Forge can come down here. I'm happy to trade away all this gold. I don't know how that would also work with something like the Storm Temple. Maybe it just doesn't. Or maybe it goes by a 2x2 instead. I don't know. But I think it'd be something really nice to add. Especially even for just things like Smith's Forges, because there's some cases where like we could place it here, and if we had one more range, it would hit this tile as well. It'd just be a nice addition. What do I want here? No, I want max skeletons. So I've got 2 things at the moment giving me plus max skeleton. So this means we can summon 4 right now, which I think is what we want to be. Again, we probably should look at getting him in the back line, but he's not hugely important. Right now, I also wouldn't place the Bookery because I've got Blood Grove. I'm quite surprised we haven't seen a Grove. It felt like it used to show up in early acts, like, immediately. It was almost like the Spider Cocoon level of commonness, and I think it is weighted in that way that you see certain cards earlier than others. But that hasn't been like that for a while for us, at least. But I'd definitely like to see one right now. Right, I can't place this here. Again, nice thing about this build with the Blood Grove is we're going to block Lich Palace spawns. So we're going to make the first boss Reacher. He has had a history of just targeting us though, but I'm hoping this gets around it. That's my dream right now. So I think literally if we can get through the first boss a bit more, like, easily, then the only other boss that's going to cause a huge issue to us is the 3rd boss. I guess the last boss. If we get hard targeted, I think this character's always going to struggle to survive, but I'm giving you as much HP as I can. Let's just put it that way. Honestly, give me attack speed, I think. And evasion. Yeah, I'll trade that for regen. I don't know if the +1 skeleton right now is worth it, but I kind of don't want to trade it away. I will trade it away. When we can get to the point of summoning 4 skeletons, it's not worth it, but right now I don't think we can summon the skeletons fast enough. So I'm not going to worry about it. And I'll place this here. Again, I've been playing it kind of cautiously at the moment. I'm trying to save for like thickets here. But it's probably not worth it anymore. I think we just start to go to raise the attack speed. Because I'm already like 70% of the way to spawning the boss. Kind of mean about bad card draw so far. I can't place the Bookery down right now. We're looping a bit too quickly for my liking as well. Right, we're already on the loop 4, and we've not really improved. Our attack speed's only plus 15%, and most of it's coming from equipment. Yeah, Road Lanterns, they're nice. They block Lich Palace spawns, but again, the other thing that's nice with this character as well is we can run Smithy quite happily. Smith's Forge. I always call it just Smithy. It's not a huge issue. Admittedly, like at the very, very early game, there is an issue. And our attack speed isn't very high right now. But I still think we'll get through fine. Right. Honestly, just give me +1 to the number of skeletons. That is such a good get for us early. I'm just going to pause the game because I want to actually play some of these tiles down a bit quicker. Okay, Beacon, again, welcome to the team. But I'm not desperately looking for you. We've got a lot of damage against the boss right now, stacking up. And there goes our mountain, so that's a big chunk of HP for us. Again, just give me a Grove, please. If you give me a Grove, I can place the Bookery down. Yeah, the deal with this guy, if you've not seen before, if you're coming into the series late, is he can only take 1 damage, except on Act 4 he does gain the ability, which means he can take 2 damage sometimes. But the downside is he has like 20 HP, so you have to hit him 20 times, and he has counter normally. So he can really like dish out a lot of damage to you if you're a single character and you don't have high attack speed. So his counter is really high attack speed and multiple allies. So we picked up a Blood Grove, which will help us with the first boss. I'm now happy to start putting down the Bookeries. Where do I want to place a Bookery? Give me a Bookery up here, please. And trade these wheat fields away. They are completely useless to us. We're at a point now as well that we could probably summon 4 skeletons. Evasion is quite nice, but this is just regen. I'm not saying I don't think I need just regen. Give me some attack speed. We're about to summon the first boss as well. Do I feel confident in summoning him right now? Honestly, no. I think I would loop again. I think we should loop again. Our attack speed is so low right now that I think he's just going to one-shot our skeletons too quickly and we'll just suffocate to death. Another added benefit, by the way, of killing two... Oh, I hate this. This is a spicy thing, because I'm going to lose these if I don't trade them. We go. We go, we go, we go. I hate it, but we go. That is the play. And we should place the village here, I think. Again, we can't ransack it. We can block spawns with the bugs. See, only, I think, 4 or 5. Yeah, 5 spawned. We need attack speed quickly, though. What is this amulet? I don't want to trade a skeleton for this. Although we're not going to summon 4 skeletons right now. So maybe we should get it. Just try and give us skeletons a bit more survivability. And us some more survivability, by the way, for magic HP. Because right now we probably are going to get killed by the first boss. The back-to-back dream could die. Ooh, at least we've picked up a decent grimoire. At least. Summon quality, actually. You know what? I will get summon quality. If you can give me some of the bone guards, then it's worth it. But I feel like our start has been too slow. Like, we got so many just basic forest tiles. And the question would be, what would I change here? Honestly, you know what? Maybe we take meadows out. Because honestly, blooming meadows don't do us a huge favour. We're trying not to take too much damage. There's a river. Honestly, just throw this stuff down now. There's no reason not to. I will use a blooming meadow as well. I will get another suburb down. And I feel in a situation where I would like to double this, but I can't actually double it, so I'm not going to double it. We might have messed about too much with this run, I'm not going to lie. I feel like we've hit the first boss sometimes stronger than this, and lost. We have 11 potions still. And our evade is okay. Not good. Honestly, not even okay. It's kind of bad. But I'm just going to say it's not terrible. It could be worse. Like, it could be 0. Anyway, we're going to fight him. Because we have to. If we die immediately now, I think I will just run it back. But I might take meadows out. Yeah, he one-shot from a skeleton, so their HP is kind of irrelevant. The evade was nice there. But the problem we've got at the moment is if he ever attacks me, then I'm in trouble. Fortunately, so far, he's just attacking my skeleton boys. Unlike the last 2 runs I think we've had with the Necromancer, where he immediately targeted me consistently. We've not even had a bone guard yet. Okay, he's hitting us now, so this is the problem moment. We have some defense left. My god, this 8% evade has been so good to us. And Blood Growth kills him. I think that's insane, by the way. We've had so much better runs get him and die. But we've dealt with it. +1 skeleton is great. What will I trade that for? My left ring. Lose 1 defense, give me a skeleton. Again, the added benefit of not having outposts, we get to keep boss loop. We get stronger faster. Right, where would I like a blood growth? Honestly, I'm thinking up here now. And I guess keep playing some meadows. That's looking good. One of the other things I think we did well last time with this, we have to bear in mind we don't want to make the loop too hard. And quite early on we held back cards to not make loops too hard and just let us loop around for a while. And I think that helps us. It lets us play some more like tiles that benefit us down. We want to loop hard enough to a point. But I think before I've just been like throwing down cards willy-nilly. Just not caring, it's like just being overly confident. By the way, we hadn't drank a potion in that boss battle, but we've been made to drink one by a harpy. Kind of shows how that went, which is really well. But yeah, I'm being a bit more like cautious, is what I'm saying. And it's benefited us on the last run, and I'm hoping it does now. Honestly, what am I looking for right now? Just give me rivers and thickets. I really want to start like... Oh, and there's a thicket. I really want to start like nailing this stat up as high as possible. And I think what I learned last time as well is that you don't get the multiple effects of this. Because I didn't know if you were going to get... Because this is just one mountain peak. If it was going to be like times 2, times 4, times 8, 16, 32. But I don't think that's how it played out. Because like times 32 HP on 163 was like, would be in the thousands. So I think it just sees this as one tile next to a river. So I think we do it like this. I should actually check that if you put 2 next to it, does it actually quadruple it? Because that would be quite funny, wouldn't it, ladies and gentlemen? If I've gone through this entire playthrough with a strategy that doesn't actually work. I haven't done that before. Honestly, all our equipment right now is giving us like +1 skeleton, which is pretty cool. Give me some evasion, honestly. Honestly, evasion is a great stat. I don't know why I undervalued it. Ooh, this goblin camp coming up, by the way, is pretty horrible. I'm reminding people that my favourite word with this character is tempo. This doesn't feel like a good tempo fight for me. I'm gonna have to get lucky, I think, and spawn like a skeleton guard. Or get a lucky evade. Because I could see us dying here, honestly. Honestly, they were the evades we needed. We just need to kill one. But the problem is we're splitting our damage around like now. We have potions, we have a revive to come back from. Again, I wouldn't want to use it against this fight, but honestly, I think we might have to. Why are they taking 1 tick damage, by the way? I'm not sure what's dealing 1 damage to them continuously. Oh, is it... I must have some tax on, isn't it? I'm definitely going to die, by the way. Oh, this is painful. I mean, we'll just run it back. Yeah. That was one of the other reasons why I took mountains out of the deck for this character. Was that stuff like this can happen. Honestly, I'm just going to retreat. I'm not going to gain this stuff. It's not worth it. Well, the back-to-back is died, but either way, we can run this back. Honestly, Meadow is pointless for this deck. I think we can deal with this better. Honestly, I think we had a bit of bad luck on that run. I think we just run back because how we had it. We don't need the outpost. It's pointless. Spider cocoons are pointless. I still think we need this because I think we need the HP. Yeah, okay. Just run me back. If we die now, then I'll cut it. We'll come back again for another part. But it's painful losing like that continuously. Right, I said, might as well place this here to block a spawn. I said, I feel like the Necromancer is the worst class. Again, better players might be playing it better than me. And maybe finding that he's like broken or something. But I feel like he's good when you like get in with him. Like once you get in like 4 skeletons super quickly, he's fine. But until that point, he's so like... It's so dangerous for you to place down, for example, the mountain tiles. And in fact, that might be something I should consider. Just not placing the other mountain tiles until I have Oblivion. Because effectively that killed me. I don't think this target's doubled by... Oh, maybe it does, actually. I didn't know if this counts as a river tile, but I think it does. Oh well. I'll get another one fairly soon. So yeah, I think this is why I removed mountains out of the deck, because I didn't want to deal with the goblin camps, and harpies are actually kind of a pain in the arse enemy to deal with anyway. But I think, as I said, I think I just got a bit of bad luck. If I'd picked up one Oblivion, I would have been fine this run. And actually, Meadows really don't help this character too much. I mainly had them in just so that I wasn't relying on potions for healing. Or just the camp, but this character can split the damage so well that I shouldn't worry about that. Either way, again, it's a learning lesson. We're still learning. It's probably our least played character as well, the Necromancer. Because typically we were strong enough to beat previous act bosses before we came to take them the Necromancer. We could have kind of win in like scuffed ways. But if you were asking for my like impromptu power ratings of the 3 characters. Right now, I've got to say, I think that the Necromancer is the weakest. I think the Rogue is the strongest just because of this synergy with high attack speed and high crit. Just out damages everything. And then I think the Warrior sits in the middle. The Warrior might honestly be the most consistent character. I can see that because there's so many ways he can gain healing, for example, that he can just survive stuff in the early game quite nicely. But the Necromancer, I just think it's hard to like get a run started. He doesn't have the survivability, and some of it relies on luck. As I said, that first boss just didn't target us, and I'm pretty certain if he did, he would have killed us. But we'll learn. And as I said, we could solve the build wrong. Honestly, Arsenal maybe is not worth it for this character. Maybe we should just be taking crits. In which case, I guess we would still put the mountains in, but they're not as important. Because we would be picking up HP by other means. And then we could lean very hard into high attack speed. But honestly, I went with the deck that we basically beat the game with the Warrior. I think just tweaked it slightly. So, as I said, I don't think this is a bad deck, but I definitely think you have to play around the Necromancer more than the other 2 classes. The other 2 can kind of get away with similar decks. In fact, probably could get away with the same deck for the most part. It's just that Outpost is a lot better on the road. Honestly, the Bookery is fine. Give me rocks. Where do I want the Bookery? Sure, give me the Bookery. Which way am I looping, by the way? I thought I was going that way. Suburb is fine. Give us more XP. But again, I feel kind of weak for this point in the run. Honestly, 2+1 max skeletons is pointless. Because we're not going to summon them fast enough. And this is just better. More rivers. Still not seen an Oblivion yet for the 2 runs. It's kind of painful. Let's double that up. Attack speed plus 21%. Okay, now we're starting to like get cooking with gas. Single slime, you cannot defeat me. There we go. He can slow us down though, that's for sure. I think how we placed this before was the right way of playing it. I just don't think we spawned the Goblin Camp. I think that is the fix I'm going to make to this run. Also, with -1 meta, we're more likely to get tiles that we can actually use. Ooh, better. Honestly, skeleton level is actually irrelevant. It might be the most irrelevant stat to us for the first boss. Which is where we're having most of our problems. Because he's going to one-shot them anyway. He does 100 damage. Like, we're not going to get 100 like HP skeleton at this point in the run. We want them to come out faster. It's just attack speed. Attack speed is the most important thing. And multiple skeletons. Again, I have 2 weak fields and no villages. But the Bookery, at least we can trade them. It'd be kind of painful to pick an Oblivion off the Bookery right now. But we can't do anything about it. We just have to trade it. There's no point crying about it. We just have to get rid of it. I don't know why I was doing this, by the way. I was preparing for Blooming Meadows, but obviously we have no Blooming Meadows in the deck, so we have no Meadows in the deck. Which means we're really relying on like the potions and our shields and our skeletons. 20% chance to exceed the number of skeletons and summon 2 of them. They receive HP after skeleton's death. We've honestly never taken that, but I don't think it's... I say I don't think it's too good, but maybe without the meadows we should take that. That being said, I'm taking this, because it's early enough for me to get a benefit off it. So improving the skeleton levels, because the more we loop, that's always going to be good for us. So the skeleton level right now is 1.7, but it's going to gain by 0.25 every loop. And right now we're looping pretty slowly. Quality as well is a pretty good stat for us. I will take that on this ring. I still want to keep +1 max skeleton, just for the boss. And that is the only reason. Right, I have to be a bit careful about this. I'm going to mark it with a thicket. That's the 3x3 mountain. And then we hold for an Oblivion. Battlefield I will place. I don't mind placing battlefields. More rivers is fine. Rocks are a-okay by me. Still pretty close to spawning the boss. Would I do it on this loop? Again, I kind of probably like to avoid it. Okay, that's just an improvement on the left ring. What am I really looking for? Honestly, I'm looking to make this 3x3 mountain just to stop us getting like two-shot by the boss. If he targets us. Try and make more use of our potions. We're also going to get one more potion when we loop around this time. It'd also be nice to block more spawns of Lich Palaces, but it's not something I'm hard waiting on. Yeah, let me just be a little bit cautious as I place that card down for no reason. We're going to spawn him on this loop is probably the gist of it. I want to like save it till I feel comfortable to do it, but I don't want to overweight. Yeah, our villages aren't too much of a problem with this character. Yeah, you've spawned a bunch of Lich Palaces, well done. Again, we're looking for the skill that will give us a handful of Oblivions. I will Oblivion everything. So, skeleton level. So this trade's quality. Honestly, I want the quality more than the level. Or the defense. They're both irrelevant to me. Summon quality plus skeletons and attack speed. They're the only three stats that matter for the first boss. Oh, I should probably take, this better shield as well, by the way, just watching it go away. And by the way, I should probably take an amulet that's not complete trash. Admittedly, this is still pretty trash, but, let's not go out there with a 20 HP barrier for no reason. Or burn my potions for no reason. Great, I got the Road Lantern just after the Lich Palace spawned. You can't get everything you want in life. But we can get high attack speed. I don't know what happened to my voice there, it just disappeared. Honestly, I will trade some skeleton level for more quality. The only protection we've got is summoning those guards. This is a Mimic, which is kind of unlucky. Please just keep attacking my skeleton friends. Nice. Still, he's given us a decent ring. It's attack speed, but I don't think I can take it right now. Oh, I've gone past this. I can use it. I was about to get a bit salty again, but the salt has disappeared again. I just have to remember that I will rather Oblivion like the village than leave it there. I say that. Honestly, I think I'd rather Oblivion a Lich Palace like this one. Because I can put better things there. This is just loads of skeleton level, but it'll be better in the future. Then a level 4 ring with attack speed. No. I need the plus skeleton, and I'll take that as defense. Okay, we're probably around the same strength as we were in the last boss fight. Maybe a bit under strength because I think we can only summon 3 skeletons right now. But hey ho, it's gonna have to do. We didn't get a 3x3 mountain either, which is a bit painful, but we have picked up, as I said, plus 29% attack speed is way better than where we were last time. This is just level, which is actually pointless. Thank you, Crossbowman, again for helping in this fight for no reason. We'll gain some more XP off this fight, and let's go for it. If you target me, I die. That's basically the gist of it. And he is targeting me. We're going to die. All we can hope for is we can drink enough potions to survive. We also didn't pick up the Smithy Forge. But as I said, we're not going to be able to drink the potions fast enough. So this burns our revive. Now we need to hope to target someone else. Please target one of my skeletons. No, we're dead. This is the game. As I said, it's just luck with this character, I think. Because also when he doesn't kill my skeletons, I can't get better quality, so I'm relying on luck of getting a skeleton guard. Okay, I guess that's going to do it for this episode. A bit, like, I don't know. What a low after the high of the last episode, but we'll come back again with more Necromancer runs. Maybe I'll fiddle with the deck a little bit more. Perhaps, as I said, perhaps we'd play Ancestral Crypt and not Arsenal. and then remove the rock and mountain from the depths. I think I might try that, but I'll change it all in the next part. So, hope you've enjoyed the videos. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It all helps out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.